The Los Angeles Lakers are entering a critical juncture in their evolution, marked by a series of bold moves that have reshaped the franchise's identity. The trade that sent Anthony Davis to another team in exchange for Luka Dončić has signaled a profound philosophical shift, moving away from the defensive dominance and inside-out strength that defined the Lakers over the past few years. With Dončić now orchestrating the offense, Los Angeles has pivoted toward a perimeter-oriented, versatile scoring approach, emphasizing elite playmaking and the ability to stretch defenses in unprecedented ways. This transformation has positioned the Lakers as a team that can exploit mismatches across the floor, rely on rapid ball movement, and integrate a more dynamic style of basketball that maximizes spacing. The addition of DeAndre Ayton, a player with size, scoring touch, and rebounding prowess, further reinforces this offensive philosophy. Ayton brings a presence in the paint that allows the Lakers to execute high-level schemes both on the pick-and-roll and in half-court sets. Yet, despite these offensive upgrades, a glaring vulnerability has emerged. The team's defensive foundation is noticeably thinner, leaving the rim exposed against high-caliber penetrators and versatile scorers in the Western Conference. Analysts have pointed out that while Ayton can switch effectively and protect space against some matchups, he lacks the consistent intimidation factor that deters opponents from attacking the basket, a crucial element for a championship-caliber team looking to compete at the highest level. In this context, the conversation around potential roster reinforcements has intensified, with Daniel Gafford emerging as a key figure who could address these defensive shortcomings. Gafford is a player whose presence fundamentally alters the geometry of a defense, dominating the vertical space around the rim and deterring aggressive drives with timing and athleticism that few centers in the league can match. His ability to control the paint doesn't just prevent points. It creates opportunities for fast breaks, enables perimeter defenders to pressure shooters more confidently, and offers a safety net for teams like the Lakers that rely heavily on versatile offensive stars. Offensively, Gafford does not require extensive touches to be effective, yet his skill set complements players like LeBron James and Dončić, allowing them to operate with freedom while benefiting from his ability to screen, roll, and finish efficiently. According to sources, multiple teams are monitoring Gafford's situation closely, but the Lakers have been particularly interested since last season, recognizing the potential synergy between his defensive prowess and the existing offensive core. Integrating a player like Gafford could give Los Angeles a more balanced rotation at the center position, combining Ayton's scoring and rebounding with Gafford's rim protection and shot-altering ability. This combination would not only improve defensive efficiency but also provide strategic flexibility, allowing the Lakers to dictate tempo with skill or force, a crucial advantage as they look toward the grueling playoffs. In addition to potential roster moves, the Lakers are benefiting from emerging internal talent. Austin Reaves, who has quietly developed into a key contributor, serves as a bridge between the team's stars, facilitating plays, scoring when necessary, and shaping the way opponents defend Los Angeles. His progression underscores the importance of surrounding the backcourt with reliable rim protection, reinforcing the rationale for pursuing a player like Gafford. As the Lakers navigate trade possibilities, the financial and contractual landscape appears conducive to maneuvering. With expiring deals and negotiable assets including Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jaxson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber, the team has the flexibility to explore a trade that strengthens their defensive foundation without compromising long-term plans. Meanwhile, Dallas, Gafford's current team, faces roster challenges and may be open to discussions if their broader strategic goals shift, creating a potential window for the Lakers to act decisively. Strategically, the Lakers' 7-3 start demonstrates offensive potential but also highlights defensive fragility, ranking 21st in defensive efficiency with a negative 14.5-point differential at the center position. Adding Gafford could resolve these deficiencies, enabling the team to fully capitalize on Reeves' ascension, preserve Ayton's offensive contributions, and position LeBron James and Luka Dončić for peak performance. While such a move might be viewed as bold, it could provide the structural improvement necessary for Los Angeles to contend for a championship in a fiercely competitive Western Conference. As the Lakers continue to adjust to their new identity under Luka Dončić's leadership, the question of defensive reinforcement has become increasingly urgent. While Los Angeles boasts a dynamic perimeter attack and the veteran leadership of LeBron James, the team's interior defense remains a notable vulnerability. Opposing teams have identified this weakness, particularly against aggressive big men who can exploit mismatches in the paint. DeAndre Ayton, despite his agility and skill in executing switches, does not provide the level of intimidation or rim presence that elite teams require to dominate defensively. This deficiency has sparked speculation across the league, with Daniel Gafford emerging as the potential solution capable of transforming the Lakers' defensive profile. Gafford's strengths lie in his ability to control the space above the rim, timing shot contests with precision, and altering opponents' decision-making on drives. His presence forces ball handlers to reconsider attacks, often funneling them into less advantageous positions or creating turnovers through vertical deterrence. Beyond his defensive impact, Gafford contributes efficiently on offense without monopolizing possessions. His skill in setting screens, rolling to the rim, and finishing with athleticism complements the playmaking of Dončić and LeBron, offering them freedom to create while maintaining structural balance. Analysts emphasize that integrating a player like Gafford would enable the Lakers to sustain a versatile rotation at the center position, merging offensive productivity with defensive stability. The combined presence of Ayton and Gafford would allow the team to switch between controlling games through scoring or asserting dominance through force in the paint, an essential capability in the postseason where small tactical advantages can determine outcomes. Austin Reaves, quietly rising as a pivotal figure within the team, underscores the need for such defensive support. His ability to manage tempo, facilitate offensive execution, and score when necessary elevates the Lakers' perimeter effectiveness, but it simultaneously exposes him to defensive liabilities without a reliable interior protector. Gafford's arrival would provide that essential safety net, enabling Reaves, Dončić, and James to operate at peak efficiency without overextending defensively. On the trade front, the Lakers' management possesses a set of assets and expiring contracts that could facilitate a deal, including Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jaxson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber. These movable pieces create opportunities to structure a trade that addresses immediate needs while maintaining long-term flexibility. Dallas, Gafford's current team, faces roster challenges and ongoing injury concerns, particularly surrounding Derek Lively II, which complicates their ability to resist potential trade offers. If the Mavericks opt for a strategic reset or shift their focus to future development, Gafford's availability to Los Angeles becomes plausible, aligning with the Lakers' objective of bolstering their defense mid-season. Strategically, the imperative for action is clear. Los Angeles' 7-3 start demonstrates the team's offensive capabilities but simultaneously exposes vulnerabilities that could be exploited in the postseason. Defensive efficiency ranks 21st in the league, with a negative 14.5-point differential at the center position, reflecting a critical gap that cannot be ignored if the team intends to contend at the highest level. Bringing Gafford into the rotation addresses both immediate and structural concerns. It strengthens rim protection, enhances team versatility, and allows offensive stars to flourish without the added burden of compensating for defensive deficiencies. Experts note that while such a move may appear audacious, it aligns with the broader strategy of maximizing the talents of LeBron James and Luka Dončić during the remaining window of opportunity. Furthermore, a fortified interior defense would enhance the Lakers' ability to dictate the pace and style of playoff games, allowing them to leverage matchups more effectively and force opposing teams into less comfortable offensive sets. Beyond raw metrics, the psychological impact of a rim-protecting presence like Gafford cannot be overstated. Teams that drive into the paint must consider the immediate risk of blocked shots and contested finishes, creating hesitation and reducing scoring efficiency. For the Lakers, this type of defensive reliability complements the team's offensive arsenal, balancing the high-powered perimeter game with a credible deterrent in the paint. In conclusion, Daniel Gafford represents a potential pivot point for the Lakers' evolving roster. His integration could provide the critical defensive edge necessary to convert offensive dominance into championship-level performance, offering both immediate impact and long-term structural improvement that positions Los Angeles to compete with the Western Conference's elite. The Lakers' search for a defensive anchor comes at a pivotal moment in the season, highlighting the delicate balance between offensive prowess and defensive stability. With Luka Dončić orchestrating plays and LeBron James continuing to redefine versatility at his position, the team has embraced a fast-paced, perimeter-oriented style. However, this shift has inadvertently exposed gaps in the paint, where opposing teams can exploit size mismatches and penetrate without significant resistance. DeAndre Ayton, while skilled in pick-and-roll situations and agile enough to cover switches, lacks the intimidation factor to consistently deter aggressive drives. This vulnerability underscores the urgency of acquiring a player like Daniel Gafford, whose presence near the rim dramatically alters defensive dynamics. Gafford excels in vertical space control, timing his blocks with surgical precision and reshaping opponents' offensive choices. Every penetration toward the basket carries heightened risk when he's on the floor, forcing shooters and drivers into less efficient positions or compelling them to abandon high-percentage opportunities. Beyond rim protection, Gafford contributes meaningfully on offense without requiring the ball in his hands. His ability to set effective screens, roll to the rim and finish plays complements Dončić and James' creativity, granting them freedom to exploit mismatches while maintaining structural integrity in half-court settings. Analysts highlight that pairing Gafford with Ayton could transform the Lakers' interior rotation into a multi-dimensional threat, capable of controlling games through scoring or asserting dominance defensively in high-stakes situations. This combination would allow Los Angeles to maintain flexibility, using skill or physicality to dictate pace and exploit matchups, a critical advantage in playoff basketball, where minute adjustments can define outcomes. Austin Reaves' emergence further emphasizes the need for reliable rim protection. As Reaves grows into a central facilitator, orchestrating plays and executing scoring opportunities, he inevitably draws defensive attention, which could leave him exposed to fast break vulnerabilities without an authoritative presence near the rim. Gafford provides the structural support Reaves, Dončić and James need to thrive, allowing the perimeter stars to focus on offensive execution without overextending defensively. Trade feasibility also aligns with the Lakers' objectives. Expiring contracts and negotiable assets such as Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jaxson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber provide management with the flexibility to negotiate without compromising long-term strategy. Meanwhile, the Dallas Mavericks, facing injury concerns and roster considerations, may be open to discussions if they aim to recalibrate their team or prioritize future development. A strategic transaction involving Gafford could therefore meet the immediate needs of Los Angeles while aligning with Dallas' potential objectives. Performance metrics reinforce the urgency of this acquisition. Despite a promising 7-3 start, the Lakers rank 21st in defensive efficiency, and the team suffers a negative 14.5-point differential at the center position, signaling a structural gap that could hinder postseason aspirations. Adding Gafford addresses both immediate concerns and long-term structural stability, enhancing rim protection, improving rotation versatility, and allowing offensive stars to operate at peak efficiency. Experts suggest that while the move may seem aggressive, it strategically positions the Lakers to maximize LeBron and Dončić's current peak window. Moreover, incorporating Gafford enhances the psychological aspect of defense, as opposing players face the constant threat of blocked shots or contested finishes, often altering decision-making and reducing scoring efficiency. Strategically, the acquisition strengthens Los Angeles's capacity to control tempo, dictate matchups, and force opponents into less favorable offensive sets, crucial elements in a championship-contending team. With Gafford on board, the Lakers would not only fortify their defensive foundation but also create a balance that optimizes their high-powered offense, enabling elite scorers to operate without compromising team integrity. In sum, Daniel Gafford represents a potential turning point for Los Angeles, offering the defensive credibility and structural enhancement required to convert offensive potential into consistent championship-level performance. By integrating a rim-protecting presence alongside versatile scoring options, the Lakers could address vulnerabilities, maximize their emerging talent, and solidify their position as serious contenders in the fiercely competitive Western Conference. As the Lakers navigate the early stages of the season, the team's offensive potential is increasingly apparent, but defensive deficiencies remain a critical concern. Luka Dončić's command of the offense has allowed Los Angeles to exploit mismatches, create dynamic scoring opportunities, and push the pace in transition, while LeBron James continues to showcase his ability to impact the game across multiple dimensions. However, the absence of a consistent rim protector exposes vulnerabilities that opposing teams can exploit, particularly in high-pressure situations. DeAndre Ayton, while a capable scorer and versatile rebounder, does not offer the level of intimidation or vertical dominance required to deter elite attackers in the paint. This gap underscores the strategic importance of pursuing Daniel Gafford, a player whose ability to alter shots and control the rim could redefine the Lakers' defensive identity. Gafford's defensive prowess lies in his timing, athleticism, and ability to read offensive sets, allowing him to challenge shots, disrupt driving lanes, and funnel opponents into less effective positions. These qualities are particularly valuable in playoff contexts, where precision and defensive adaptability are critical to success. Offensively, Gafford complements the team's perimeter stars without demanding extensive touches. His skill set allows him to set effective screens, roll efficiently to the rim, and finish plays with athleticism, creating space for Dončić, James, and Austin Reaves to operate freely. Analysts emphasize that combining Gafford with Ayton could produce a rotation that balances scoring, rebounding, and defensive presence, enabling the Lakers to control games through either offensive output or interior dominance. Austin Reaves, quietly emerging as a linchpin in the Lakers' system, reinforces the necessity of a reliable defensive anchor. Reaves' playmaking responsibilities draw defensive attention, and without a rim protector, this can create vulnerabilities on transition and half-court defense. Gafford's presence provides structural support that enhances Reaves' efficiency and allows perimeter stars to maximize their offensive impact. On the trade feasibility front, the Lakers possess assets that can facilitate such a move. Expiring contracts and negotiable players, including Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jaxson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber, create the flexibility required to structure a deal without compromising the team's long-term vision. Meanwhile, Dallas, Gafford's current team, is navigating injuries and roster evaluation, creating a scenario in which a trade becomes plausible if the Mavericks pursue a strategic rebuild or asset reallocation. Performance metrics illustrate the urgency of action. Despite a 7-3 start, Los Angeles ranks 21st in defensive efficiency, and the negative 14.5-point differential at the center position highlights a structural weakness that could impede postseason success. Acquiring Gafford would address both immediate and strategic concerns, fortifying rim protection, enhancing rotation versatility, and allowing offensive stars to operate at optimal efficiency. Experts suggest that while the move may appear audacious, it aligns with the broader strategy of maximizing the combined peak performance window of LeBron James and Luka Dončić. In addition to tangible defensive improvements, Gafford's presence would exert psychological pressure on opponents, deterring drives to the rim, forcing altered shot selection, and reducing scoring efficiency. Strategically, this provides the Lakers with the ability to dictate tempo, control matchups, and force opponents into less comfortable offensive schemes, advantages that are indispensable in playoff basketball. The potential synergy between Ayton's scoring and rebounding and Gafford's defensive presence would also allow Los Angeles to adjust dynamically to various opponents, switching between offensive aggression and defensive dominance as game situations demand. By integrating a rim protector of Gafford's caliber, the Lakers not only enhance their defensive credibility but also create the structural balance necessary to optimize offensive production, secure emergent talent, and maintain a competitive edge in a fiercely contested Western Conference. Ultimately, Daniel Gafford represents a pivotal addition capable of transforming the Lakers' roster, bridging the gap between elite offense and championship-level defense, and positioning the team to exploit the current window of opportunity with strategic precision. The Lakers' evolving roster strategy reflects a delicate balance between offensive innovation and defensive reinforcement. Luka Dončić has transformed Los Angeles's attack into a versatile, perimeter-oriented system, while LeBron James continues to provide leadership and multifaceted impact on both ends of the floor. Yet, even with these elite talents, the team's defensive vulnerabilities, particularly in the paint, remain a pressing concern. DeAndre Ayton, despite his size, scoring touch, and rebounding abilities, does not consistently exert the rim-protecting presence necessary to deter high-caliber offensive players from driving to the basket. This context has propelled Daniel Gafford into the conversation as a potential linchpin for the Lakers' defensive strategy. Gafford's ability to control vertical space around the rim, time blocks with precision, and alter opponents' offensive decisions makes him a transformative figure in protecting the paint. His impact extends beyond statistics. The mere presence of Gafford forces ball handlers to adjust their strategies, often leading to lower percentage attempts and disrupted offensive flow. On the offensive side, Gafford complements the team's stars without monopolizing possessions. His effectiveness in setting screens, executing rolls to the basket, and finishing efficiently provides spatial freedom for Dončić, LeBron, and Austin Reaves, allowing them to operate without interference. Analysts suggest that pairing Gafford with Ayton could establish a multi-dimensional interior rotation that balances scoring, rebounding, and defensive intimidation, enabling the Lakers to control games through either offensive execution or interior dominance. Austin Reaves' emergence further reinforces the necessity of a dependable rim protector. As a central facilitator, Reaves directs playmaking and scoring opportunities but can become exposed defensively without structural support near the basket. Gafford's addition would provide the safety net required for Reaves and the perimeter stars to maximize their contributions without compromise. Trade feasibility remains plausible, with the Lakers holding expiring contracts and negotiable assets such as Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jaxson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber. These elements offer flexibility to structure a deal that strengthens immediate defensive needs while preserving strategic depth. Meanwhile, Dallas faces roster challenges and injury concerns, including issues surrounding Derek Lively too, which may prompt them to consider asset redistribution or a rebuild strategy, increasing the likelihood of Gafford's availability. Performance metrics reinforce the strategic imperative. Los Angeles's 7-3 start demonstrates offensive potential but exposes defensive inefficiency, ranking 21st in defensive efficiency with a negative 14.5-point differential at the center position. Bringing in Gafford addresses this gap, enhancing rim protection, rotation versatility, and the overall defensive structure, while allowing elite offensive stars to flourish. Experts note that although acquiring Gafford may appear aggressive, it aligns with the broader objective of maximizing LeBron and Dončić's current peak window. Beyond tangible defensive contributions, Gafford exerts a psychological effect on opponents. His presence discourages driving attempts, pressures shot selection, and disrupts offensive rhythm, which are critical advantages in playoff matchups where fine margins determine outcomes. Strategically, this allows the Lakers to dictate tempo, control matchups, and force opponents into less efficient offensive sets, providing a competitive edge that could define the team's championship trajectory. The synergy between Ayton's scoring and rebounding and Gafford's rim protection would also enable Los Angeles to adapt dynamically to opponents, switching between offensive dominance and defensive control as required. In summary, Daniel Gafford represents a pivotal acquisition that could recalibrate the Lakers' defensive identity, strengthen structural balance, and ensure that offensive excellence translates into consistent championship-level performance. With the integration of a rim-protecting presence of his caliber, Los Angeles positions itself to exploit the current opportunity window while reinforcing its ability to compete at the highest level in the Western Conference, merging emergent talent, strategic foresight, and elite offensive firepower into a cohesive championship contending unit. The Lakers' roster evolution reflects a deliberate effort to integrate offensive firepower with strategic defensive reinforcement. Luka Dončić has become the fulcrum of Los Angeles's offensive schemes, orchestrating plays with precision and creating opportunities for his teammates, while LeBron James continues to influence every facet of the game through versatility and leadership. Despite this dynamic offensive core, the team's interior defense remains a notable concern. DeAndre Ayton, while proficient as a scorer and rebounder, does not consistently impose a rim-protecting presence sufficient to deter elite-level drives or control the paint against high-caliber opponents. This deficiency has elevated Daniel Gafford as a potential game-changer, a player capable of providing the defensive backbone the Lakers require to complement their offensive dominance. Gafford's defensive skill set is rooted in his ability to dominate vertical space, anticipate movements, and challenge shots at their apex, forcing opponents to reconsider driving lanes and shot selection. His presence transforms defensive rotations, creating opportunities for perimeter defenders to exert pressure confidently while minimizing vulnerabilities near the basket. Offensively, Gafford's contributions are efficient and unobtrusive. He excels in setting screens, rolling effectively, and finishing near the rim, allowing stars like Dončić, James, and Austin Reaves to operate with freedom while maintaining structural balance in half-court settings. Analysts suggest that pairing Gafford with Ayton would produce a versatile center rotation capable of balancing offensive scoring, rebounding, and defensive intimidation, granting the Lakers the flexibility to dictate games through skillful execution or interior dominance. Austin Reaves' progression as a central facilitator highlights the strategic necessity of a reliable rim protector. Reaves' responsibilities in playmaking and scoring draw defensive attention, potentially leaving him exposed without structural support in the paint. Gafford's integration would provide this essential safety net, enabling perimeter stars to maximize efficiency while reducing defensive liabilities. Trade feasibility is reinforced by Los Angeles's array of assets, including expiring contracts and negotiable players such as Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jaxson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber, offering management the flexibility to execute a transaction without compromising long-term strategy. Concurrently, Dallas faces roster challenges and injury-related uncertainties, notably involving Derek Lively too, creating a scenario in which they may consider asset redistribution or a strategic rebuild, increasing Gafford's availability. Performance metrics underscore the urgency of acquiring a defensive anchor. Despite a promising 7-3 start, the Lakers rank 21st in defensive efficiency and suffer a negative 14.5-point differential at the center position, signaling structural gaps that could hinder postseason success. Gafford's addition would address these deficiencies, fortifying rim protection, enhancing rotation versatility, and allowing offensive stars to operate at peak levels. Experts note that while the acquisition may appear audacious, it aligns with the broader objective of maximizing LeBron James and Luka Dončić's current peak window. Beyond tangible defensive improvements, Gafford exerts psychological influence, deterring drives, pressuring shot selection, and disrupting offensive flow, which are critical advantages in playoff matchups where minor details often determine outcomes. Strategically, integrating a rim protector of Gafford's caliber enables the Lakers to dictate pace, control matchups, and force opponents into less efficient offensive sets, creating a structural balance that allows offensive excellence to translate into consistent results. Combining Ayton's scoring and rebounding with Gafford's defensive impact provides Los Angeles with adaptability, allowing the team to alternate between offensive aggression and defensive control as circumstances dictate. Ultimately, Daniel Gafford represents a transformative addition, offering defensive reliability, structural enhancement, and championship-level potential that positions the Lakers to capitalize on their current opportunity window while sustaining competitiveness at the highest level in the Western Conference. The Lakers' ongoing evolution underscores a dual imperative: maximize offensive firepower while shoring up defensive vulnerabilities. Luka Dončić has established himself as the central orchestrator of Los Angeles's offense, dictating pace, exploiting mismatches, and creating opportunities across the floor. Meanwhile, LeBron James continues to influence every facet of the game, leveraging his versatility, vision, and leadership to guide the team. Despite these strengths, the Lakers' interior defense remains an area of concern. DeAndre Ayton, while effective in scoring, rebounding, and switch-heavy schemes, does not consistently provide the rim-protecting presence necessary to neutralize high-level drives or deter aggressive post players. This context has elevated Daniel Gafford as a key potential acquisition, offering defensive skills capable of transforming the Lakers' performance in the paint. Gafford's value lies in his timing, athleticism, and vertical dominance, which allow him to challenge shots, disrupt driving lanes, and force opponents into lower percentage attempts. The mere threat of his presence alters opponents' decision-making, reshaping offensive sets and enabling perimeter defenders to engage confidently without concern for interior vulnerabilities. On the offensive end, Gafford contributes efficiently without requiring extensive touches. He excels in screen setting, rolling to the rim, and finishing with precision, complementing Dončić, James, and Austin Reaves while preserving floor spacing and balance. Analysts highlight that pairing Gafford with Ayton would create a versatile center rotation capable of balancing scoring, rebounding, and defensive intimidation, allowing the Lakers to dictate game flow through either offensive execution or interior dominance. Austin Reaves' emergence further emphasizes the need for a rim-protecting anchor. Reaves has become integral to the team's facilitation and scoring, but his increasing responsibilities leave him exposed without structural support near the basket. Gafford's presence provides this critical safety net, enhancing the efficiency and confidence of perimeter stars while maintaining defensive integrity. Trade feasibility remains realistic. The Lakers hold expiring contracts and negotiable assets such as Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jaxson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber, offering management flexibility to execute a transaction that addresses immediate needs while preserving long-term strategy. Concurrently, Dallas faces roster challenges including injuries and developmental considerations, which may prompt them to entertain a trade or asset realignment, increasing Gafford's availability to Los Angeles. Performance data further underscores the strategic necessity. Despite a strong 7-3 start, the Lakers rank 21st in defensive efficiency, with a negative 14.5-point differential at the center position, indicating a structural gap that could limit postseason success. Acquiring Gafford addresses this weakness, providing rim protection, rotation versatility, and structural stability, while allowing offensive stars to operate at maximum efficiency. Experts suggest that although the move may seem aggressive, it aligns with the broader objective of leveraging LeBron and Dončić's current peak window. Beyond tangible defensive impact, Gafford exerts psychological influence on opponents, deterring drives, forcing suboptimal shot selection, and disrupting offensive rhythm, all crucial factors in high-stakes playoff contexts. Strategically, this enhances the Lakers' ability to dictate pace, control matchups, and force opponents into less effective offensive sets, merging defensive solidity with offensive potency. The synergy between Ayton's scoring and rebounding and Gafford's rim protection allows Los Angeles to adjust dynamically, alternating between offensive aggression and defensive control depending on the situation. Ultimately, Daniel Gafford represents a transformative acquisition capable of enhancing structural balance, providing championship-level defensive reliability, and allowing the Lakers to exploit the current opportunity window while remaining competitive at the highest level in the Western Conference. As the Lakers continue to solidify their identity in the post-Anthony Davis era, the balance between offensive innovation and defensive fortification has become increasingly critical. Luka Dončić has emerged as the orchestrator of Los Angeles' high-powered offense, controlling tempo, creating scoring opportunities, and exploiting mismatches with unparalleled vision and creativity. LeBron James continues to provide multidimensional impact, combining scoring, playmaking, and leadership to elevate the team's overall performance. Despite these elite talents, the Lakers' interior defense remains a notable concern. DeAndre Ayton, while highly skilled as a scorer and rebounder, does not consistently impose the rim-protecting presence required to deter aggressive drives and control the paint against high-level competition. In this context, Daniel Gafford has emerged as a potential linchpin capable of addressing the Lakers' defensive gaps. Gafford's defensive skill set is rooted in his timing, athleticism, and vertical dominance, which allow him to challenge shots, alter driving lanes, and disrupt opponents' offensive flow. His presence forces attackers to adjust their strategies, often resulting in contested shots, turnovers, or less efficient scoring opportunities. Beyond defense, Gafford contributes efficiently on offense without requiring extensive touches. He excels in setting screens, rolling to the rim, and finishing plays with athleticism and precision, creating spacing for Dončić, LeBron, and Austin Reaves to operate freely. Analysts suggest that pairing Gafford with Ayton could create a versatile interior rotation capable of balancing scoring, rebounding, and defensive intimidation, enabling the Lakers to dictate game tempo through either offensive execution or interior dominance. Austin Reaves' emergence further reinforces the necessity of a reliable rim protector. As a central facilitator, Reaves orchestrates the offense and scores when necessary, but his expanding responsibilities expose him defensively without structural support near the basket. Gafford's presence provides the safety net that allows Reaves and other perimeter stars to maximize their effectiveness without compromising team defense. Trade feasibility remains promising. The Lakers hold expiring contracts and negotiable assets, including Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jaxson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber, which could facilitate a transaction to strengthen defensive depth while maintaining strategic flexibility. Meanwhile, Dallas faces injury-related and roster evaluation challenges, notably concerning Derek Lively too, potentially creating the conditions for a trade if the Mavericks pursue a rebuild or roster recalibration. Performance metrics underscore the urgency of acquiring a defensive anchor. Despite a promising 7-3 start, the Lakers rank 21st in defensive efficiency, with a negative 14.5-point differential at the center position, revealing a structural gap that could limit postseason success. Adding Gafford would address this gap, enhancing rim protection, rotation versatility, and structural stability, while allowing the team's offensive stars to operate at peak levels. Experts note that although the acquisition may seem bold, it aligns with the broader goal of maximizing LeBron and Dončić's current performance window. Beyond measurable defensive contributions, Gafford exerts psychological pressure on opponents, discouraging drives, forcing suboptimal shot selection, and disrupting offensive rhythm, critical advantages in playoff basketball. Strategically, integrating Gafford strengthens the Lakers' ability to dictate tempo, control matchups, and force opponents into less efficient offensive schemes, creating a balanced roster capable of combining elite offense with championship-level defense. The combination of Ayton's scoring and rebounding with Gafford's rim protection enables Los Angeles to adjust dynamically, alternating between offensive aggression and defensive control as situations dictate. In conclusion, Daniel Gafford represents a transformative acquisition capable of redefining the Lakers' defensive identity, fortifying structural balance, and ensuring that the team's offensive firepower translates into consistent championship-level performance. By integrating a rim-protecting presence alongside versatile scoring options, the Lakers position themselves to fully exploit their current opportunity window while sustaining competitiveness at the highest level in the Western Conference. As the Lakers approach a pivotal stage in their season, the discussion surrounding roster reinforcement has intensified, particularly regarding interior defense. Luka Dončić has firmly established himself as the offensive engine, orchestrating plays, exploiting defensive mismatches, and creating opportunities with remarkable vision and agility. LeBron James continues to provide elite-level versatility and leadership, influencing both ends of the court and elevating the performance of his teammates. Despite these assets, the Lakers' interior defense remains a critical area of concern. DeAndre Ayton, while a talented scorer and rebounder, lacks the consistent rim-protecting presence necessary to deter elite offensive threats from penetrating the paint. This deficiency has made Daniel Gafford a focal point in discussions about potential acquisitions capable of enhancing the Lakers' defensive structure. Gafford's value is rooted in his vertical dominance, timing, and shot-altering ability, allowing him to challenge attempts at the rim, disrupt driving lanes, and force opponents into lower percentage scoring opportunities. His defensive presence not only reduces points allowed but also reshapes offensive schemes, enabling perimeter defenders to pressure shooters with confidence, knowing the paint is secured. Offensively, Gafford contributes efficiently without monopolizing possessions. His ability to set screens, roll to the basket, and finish with precision complements Dončić, LeBron, and Austin Reaves, maintaining floor spacing and allowing the team to operate seamlessly in half-court situations. Analysts argue that pairing Gafford with Ayton could create a multi-dimensional interior rotation capable of balancing offensive production, rebounding, and defensive deterrence, allowing the Lakers to control games through either scoring or paint dominance. Austin Reaves' emergence as a central facilitator further emphasizes the need for a dependable rim protector. Reaves orchestrates plays, scores efficiently, and manages tempo, but his expanding responsibilities leave him exposed without structural support in the paint. Gafford's presence would provide this critical safety net, allowing Reaves and other perimeter stars to maximize their effectiveness without compromising defensive integrity. Trade feasibility is plausible, with the Lakers holding expiring contracts and negotiable players, including Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jaxson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber. This flexibility enables management to execute a deal that addresses defensive needs while maintaining long-term strategic options. Concurrently, Dallas faces roster and injury challenges, particularly concerning Derek Lively II, which could motivate the Mavericks to consider asset redistribution or a rebuild, increasing Gafford's availability to Los Angeles. Performance metrics reinforce the strategic necessity of action. Although the Lakers have started the season 7-3, they rank 21st in defensive efficiency, with a negative 14.5-point differential at the center position, highlighting a structural gap that could hinder postseason aspirations. Adding Gafford would address this vulnerability, fortifying rim protection, enhancing rotation flexibility, and ensuring that offensive stars can perform at peak levels. Experts highlight that while such a move may appear bold, it aligns with the broader objective of maximizing the current peak window of LeBron James and Luka Dončić. Beyond tangible defensive impact, Gafford exerts psychological pressure on opponents, deterring drives, altering shot selection, and disrupting offensive flow, factors that can decisively influence playoff outcomes. Strategically, incorporating Gafford strengthens the Lakers' ability to dictate tempo, control matchups, and force opponents into less efficient offensive schemes, merging elite offensive talent with championship-level defensive reliability. The combination of Ayton's scoring and rebounding with Gafford's rim protection would allow Los Angeles to adapt dynamically, shifting seamlessly between offensive aggression and defensive control. Ultimately, Daniel Gafford represents a transformative addition capable of redefining the Lakers' defensive identity, balancing structural integrity, and ensuring that offensive firepower translates into consistent, high-level performance. By adding a rim-protecting presence alongside versatile scorers, Los Angeles positions itself to fully exploit its current championship window while remaining a formidable contender in the Western Conference. As the Lakers approach the midpoint of their season, the urgency to reinforce the roster defensively has intensified, particularly in the interior. Luka Dončić continues to anchor the offense, creating opportunities with unmatched vision and precision, while LeBron James maintains his role as a multifaceted leader, impacting both ends of the court. Yet, despite these offensive weapons, the Lakers' interior defense remains a vulnerability that opponents can exploit, particularly in transition and high-pressure half-court situations. DeAndre Ayton, while skilled in scoring, rebounding, and executing pick-and-roll schemes, does not consistently deliver the rim-protecting presence necessary to neutralize elite-level attacks at the basket. This shortfall has placed Daniel Gafford at the forefront of potential acquisitions, as his defensive capabilities could significantly strengthen the Lakers' paint protection. Gafford's value lies in his vertical dominance, timing, and ability to alter shots, allowing him to challenge driving lanes and disrupt opponents' offensive flow effectively. His presence not only prevents high-percentage scoring opportunities but also reshapes offensive schemes, granting perimeter defenders the confidence to apply pressure without concern for rim vulnerabilities. Offensively, Gafford contributes efficiently without demanding heavy usage. He excels in setting screens, rolling to the rim, and finishing with precision, creating space for Dončić, LeBron, and Austin Reaves to operate freely. Analysts highlight that pairing Gafford with Ayton could establish a versatile interior rotation, blending scoring, rebounding, and defensive intimidation, enabling the Lakers to dictate game tempo through either offensive dominance or interior control. Austin Reaves' evolution as a central facilitator reinforces the strategic necessity of a dependable rim protector. Reaves' responsibilities in orchestrating the offense and scoring efficiently can expose him defensively without structural support, making Gafford's presence a crucial safety net that enhances the efficiency of perimeter stars and overall team performance. Trade feasibility aligns with these objectives. The Lakers hold expiring contracts and negotiable assets, including Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jaxson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber, providing management with the flexibility to facilitate a trade that addresses immediate defensive needs while preserving strategic depth. Meanwhile, Dallas faces roster considerations and injury-related complications, particularly regarding Derek Lively II, which could motivate them to explore asset redistribution or a strategic rebuild, making Gafford's availability more feasible. Performance metrics underscore the critical nature of acquiring a defensive anchor. Despite a strong 7-3 start, the Lakers rank 21st in defensive efficiency and have a negative 14.5-point differential at the center position, indicating structural vulnerabilities that could hinder playoff success. Bringing Gafford into the rotation addresses these gaps, fortifying rim protection, increasing rotation flexibility, and ensuring that offensive stars can operate at peak effectiveness. Experts suggest that while the move may appear aggressive, it is strategically aligned with maximizing LeBron James and Luka Dončić's current performance window. Beyond tangible defensive improvements, Gafford exerts a psychological effect, deterring drives, altering shot selection, and disrupting offensive rhythm, all essential in playoff contexts where minor advantages can determine outcomes. Strategically, his integration enables the Lakers to control tempo, dominate matchups, and force opponents into less efficient offensive patterns, merging elite offense with championship-level defense. The combination of Ayton's scoring and rebounding with Gafford's rim protection offers Los Angeles adaptability, allowing the team to alternate between offensive aggression and defensive control as circumstances demand. Ultimately, Daniel Gafford represents a transformative acquisition capable of redefining the Lakers' defensive identity, enhancing structural balance, and ensuring that the team's offensive firepower translates into consistent, high-level performance. By adding a rim-protecting presence alongside versatile scorers, Los Angeles positions itself to fully exploit its championship window while maintaining a formidable presence in the Western Conference.